It was sad yesterday on the reunion. At the end, they showed Shani and Tammy giving this black girl. Tammy has a charity called Project Girls.
Okay.
Where she helps Project Girls. It's a theater, and she helps them, you know, work out their frustrations through acting, and then she gives them scholarships. Why they show that all the way at the end? I didn't see that not one time during the show. But you know Tammy, how are your women that you that's in your charity looking at you? And I was just like, it was crazy. But they do, and even most of them have degrees, sometimes 2 degrees, but they never show the positive part. And I think Shani, since she is the executive producer and she getting so much flack now about it, I think she made them throw that in at the end so they could see that, oh, they do a little bit, you know, they do a little.
I gotta talk about that. I gotta talk about that. Now you think about this. Think about this. For those men who actually become successful and they end up dating white women, is that because? Do you think it's because of the influence of them seeing successful females on TV act the fool and promote that stereotype, that angry black woman? Yeah,
and that is frustrating because I mean, I think if I was a man, I would be like, I don't want to put up with that.
I am so glad that I had, you know, strong, positive, you know, black females that I grew up around to where, you know, I know how to appreciate that now versus seeing this mess and knowing that a lot of these young ladies are lost. You know, but like I said, it's nothing wrong. If you're lost, fine. But when you have other people following you, you know what I mean, and you're lost, and you know, as far as like buying and selling, like I was saying before, I'm not the type of individual that you're going to sell a shoebox to with no shoes in it.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are doing that. They're giving you a box, you know what I'm saying, with some rocks in it and saying, hey, here's some shoes in there. Let me get your money without even looking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you're taking that. You're taking these folks at their word and not looking for yourself. Not saying that, hey man, I might not need to be putting myself in this position. You said a great point on a couple of shows ago. We were talking about the slave mentality. You know, of that type of thing.
Right.
You know, because you're doing this, and even though it's not intentional that you're doing it. You know, like you were saying about slavery. It was all in as far as chasing money. You know, oh, well, getting that paper. Getting that paper. You know, everybody's getting that paper. But, you know, so we might as well justify everything. Slavery, we might as well justify slavery and everything that
Holocaust,
was done.
Whatever.
Everything that was done as far as chasing the paper, man.
And this is my thing, too. And I want to ask you this in a minute. Because I saw that at the end, too. And I wrote this down, I'll be honest. You know, I take notes. I'm a note taker, research. And at one, the Royce girl said, she said, look, I want people to know that we are more than just chicks up here arguing. And then in the previous clip, they were arguing with an audience member about, guess what, guys? Earrings.
Earrings.
Mother earrings, man.
Earrings.
Hey, man, I wish, you know what, we need to do this on the show. We just need to get a button when we really want to curse so we can just, look, earrings. That's what. Tell me this, and this is my thing, basketball wives, you wives out there of basketball. If you're going to argue about something with some validity. Have you on the show seen one argument that was valid?
No, I haven't.
And no, I haven't. But that's what I'm saying. So what are they arguing about for the most part? What is it? Where's the frustration?
It's all she said. I would say he. No, it's no he's in there. But it's always she say. She said this, she said that. You didn't say it in my face, and I heard it from her. You should be a real B and tell me to my face.
Tell me to my face.
It's just, that's how it is.
Wonder why. So honestly, you just saying that you love the ignorance.
I don't love the ignorance. I don't love the ignorance.
Oh, so I'm saying, if they were not arguing, if all of the cast members got along great and they were walking around hand in hand singing Kumbaya and all of that,
great question.
Would you still tune in?
Yes, I would. No, say that.
Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
Don't say that. No, like the first season wasn't like the first season of Basketball Wives wasn't how they had made it now. Like it wasn't so much arguing. Like you had your little, you know, fusses, but it wasn't as bad as it was. And I still watched it, so I probably would, because you know they did have charity events on the first season. They did do different little positive things that entertain me.
Throughout the whole time. Have they made it through a whole show without arguing?
No, I mean, it's always somebody you gotta have.
You know what's interesting though? Another thing, going back to these images, you guys, you know we always talk about images shape your reality. And I love my sisters. I love my sister. But tell me this, guys. On this also I noticed, and on all these reality shows of the wives or whatever, all these random black women, wonder why they call you B, no one has their real hair on the show. Nobody has their own natural hair on the show. And on that reunion show, that horse or whatever material it was, whatever human hair, I don't know all the breakdown, but I've heard about it. They were touching that hair every time.
Oh yeah.
They were. What was that all about? It was a hair, a status, symbol status, or status of success too, and the hair that wasn't theirs. I mean, it should be real. So what?
Wait, don't do a close up because this is not mine.
But that's all right. That's all right, girl. Whatever makes you feel good.
I know, whatever makes you feel good. But I don't know. I guess it was. I guess the longer my hair is, the more money I got. Cause Tammy, that was just a mess.
And did you see that they kept flicking it? And even your black one. You're black, and they flick their hair.
And what blows my mind is that they'll come around after they get through doing something ignorant and say, "Oh, she ain't got no class."
I know.
Like me.
Repeat that.
She just ain't got no class.
And then
like what?
No
After
class.
they would do something ignorant.
Man, both of y'all drop out, man.
All right,
Wow.
all right. Let's try to salvage the day a little bit, I guess. Let's try. There is a reality show that I like that does feature black women.
Okay.
And America's Best Next Top Model. I do like that. It's not as much arguing, and then you can actually, if you're looking into it, how much detail and how much focus they have to make an actual decent photo.
But that's fine. That's a show. You know, I mean, these ladies, you're watching because they're competing to be models and so on and so forth. But when we have reduced ourselves to is going into the living room of average everyday people, you know, putting cameras in the homes of average everyday people. Yeah, they may have a little money or whatever, but they are average people. And we're sitting in there and being entertained by what's going on in somebody's household. Yeah. My question is, are we so shallow that we've gotten to that point where we're entertained in someone else's household as far as what they got going on? I myself got too much going on to even worry about what the hell is happening in somebody else's house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on,
What do you think, sister? What do you think?
Well, I do think people, you know, because most of the time we have become this technology age where if I'm not watching TV, I'm going to be on the internet. Right. So, I mean, we do have to find a balance of, okay, I'm going to put this time aside to watch TV. I'm going to put this time aside to go work or do something. Because there's some people who do make it an everyday thing.
And what we're saying, wait, look, basketball wise, whoever wise, these reality, wonder why they call you beat. Look, seriously, there are certain black men that are watching these shows, like some of us up here, that really we're getting sent images that we need to date outside of our race for real. Because if this is how you're going to act, we understand that it's television, blah, blah, blah. But you have to be careful what you're taking into your brain because obviously sometimes it can make you stupid because we see some of y'all acting this out in the clubs. But anyway, we're going to go to Brother Dion with the book of the segment.
The book of the segment is Say Please, Say Thank You by Donald McCullough. And it's a book about etiquette and a couple other tidbits and
about
things. Etiquette, because you may not learn it watching them, because obviously they have the elbows on the table like I do now, and they don't sip their drinks, they throw them. But it's about showing respect with like things you wear, you know, tips like don't wear your basketball jersey to a funeral. I know it's playoff time. Show a little respect there. And also be aware of cultural differences that may exist, such as not wearing red to a Chinese funeral. That's something, the tidbit I didn't even know about.
Wow.
So, got a lot of tidbits in this book.
Interesting. Let's go to Brother Cliff
That's right. I'm not Cliff this week.
Yeah, Cliff.
Okay.
Let's go to Brother Cliff with the quote of the segment.
All right, we have a very popular quote here by an individual that we'll all recognize. But the quote is, "Look here, Miss Thing, hate to salt your game, but you's a money-hungry honey and you need to change. In high school, all the brothers do is laugh, high five, because another brother played your ass." That is from Wonder Why They Call You B by the late, great Tupac Shakur.
So with all that said, we definitely want to thank you for joining us on Can You Relate?